Right now at 10, indicted. A Winona man is now facing first-degree murder charges after a grand jury indicted him in connection to his ex-partner's death. And retrial up in the air. The court faces logistical issues as it tries to set a date for a triple homicide trial. Plus, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Local organizations are doing their part to stand up for survivors.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is out for the night. A grand jury has indicted Adam Fravel on heightened murder charges in connection to the death of his ex-partner, 26-year-old Madeline Kingsbury. The Winona County Attorney's Office announced that a grand jury returned an indictment of 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree murder against Fravel. In June, Fravel was charged with 2 second-degree murder counts. Kingsbury went missing on March 31st. Her remains were found over 2 months later in Mabel, Minnesota. Fravel was taken into custody on the same day. If convicted, Fravel could face a maximum sentence of life in prison. Fravel will appear in Winona County tomorrow. A statewide alert has been issued for a missing veteran in Tomah. According to the alert, 51-year-old Shane Helmbrick was last seen Friday at a group home in Tomah. Helmbrick is court-ordered to live there due to a 2016 first-degree intentional homicide case in Eau Claire County. Authorities believe he may be driving his parents' car, a green 2003 Toyota Avalon. He is white with blonde hair and blue eyes, and he weighs 210 pounds and is 6 feet tall. Helmbrick was charged with the shooting death of his neighbor, but was not found competent to stand trial. According to online court records, he had a hearing scheduled for today. Police say if you locate Helmbrick, use caution as his mental status is currently unclear. He also has a history of not liking law enforcement. Anyone with information regarding Helmbrick's disappearance should call the Tomah Police Department at the number on your screen. The retrial date for a man accused of a triple homicide is now up in the air. According to online records, 36-year-old Nia Tao second jury trial was scheduled to start in August 2024. But during today's status hearing at the La Crosse County Circuit Court, it was pointed out that 2 officers who serve as witnesses in the case may not be available then. The retrial date will be set once attorneys can confirm with witnesses a time that works. Tao is accused of killing 3 people at Romskog Quarry over a $600 debt. Tao was first tried in June, but the jury deadlocked. He's set to appear in court for a hearing in January or February of next year. The state has dropped drug-related charges against a Coon Valley man as the case moves to federal court. 33-year-old Stanley Holte was arrested in Coon Valley this summer following a multi-agency drug investigation. He was arrested along with 40-year-old Julia Lloyd. They are charged with conspiring to distribute methamphetamine and fentanyl. Holte and Lloyd also charged with maintaining a drug house. According to the indictment, they allegedly possessed 500 grams or more of meth. A Kashtan man killed during the Korean War has finally been identified. That's according to the Defense POW MIA accounting agency. The remains of the 17-year-old Army Private First Class Charles Dickman were identified as part of the Korean War Discernment Project. Dickman went missing in action on July 12, 1950. Due to intense fighting, his body could not be recovered at the time. The Army issued a presumptive finding of death for Dickman on December 13, 1953. He will be laid to rest in Kashtan on October 21st. And let's take a look at the weather with our chief meteorologist, Greg Barnhart. Greg, what's it looking like out there?
Well, we still got one more warm day, I think, at least the 80s coming up here. But overall today, we've had quite a bit of warm temperatures. We actually hit a record here for La Crosse at 88. Eau Claire got up to 87, not quite the record, but once again, very warm, above average temperatures. You look at the big picture, all the storm track is well to the west. That storm is going to be impacting us eventually, but in the meantime, we have high pressure, southerly winds ahead of it, so there's really not much of a cloud in the sky to speak of all throughout the region, and that's what we'd expect throughout the night and through your early morning power. Otherwise, the temperatures right now still still in the 70s in the Plain States, but if we zoom in, we're still very comfortable even in the Midwest. Some 60s to the east, but 76 in La Crosse. But you go up to Red Wing and Minneapolis, they're still around 80, so quite warm. And the observed high temperatures, we had a 90 in Red Wing, like I said, 88 in La Crosse, so definitely well above average, almost record level. Otherwise, it's 20 to 25 degrees above average, so that is been the trend for the last few days. For as you wake up tomorrow morning, should be still a mild October day with temperatures climbing back up to the mid 70s. Now, if you look at how climb we're going to go up tomorrow, not quite over the edge up there, but we're still going to be well above average. But that is going to be coming to a change because later on I'll break down when we're going to be getting to the 50s, which aren't too far off.
All right, holding on to that warm weather. Thank you, Greg. You may have noticed purple ribbons wrapped around trees in town today. Those are there to honor victims of domestic violence. Today, the mayor of La Crosse proclaimed October Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Volunteers from New Horizons spent the day hanging the purple ribbons. The executive director of the nonprofit says it's important to know that domestic violence can happen to anyone.
1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men will experience abuse sometime in their life, so we all need to be aware of it because it's happening. It's happening to our friends, family members, neighbors, co-workers, and we all need to know that it happens, and we all need to take a stand up and end the silence by the work that we do in directing people where they can go.
If you'd like to learn more about what New Horizons does or to volunteer, you can go to their website. We'll post a link on our website, news8000.com. Immigrant worker rights in Wisconsin was the topic of discussion at the UW La Crosse Student Union Theater earlier this evening. Students gathered to listen to Christine Newman-Ortiz, the executive director of Voices de la Frontera, which is an organization that aims to protect and expand civil rights and workers' rights through leadership development. Newman-Ortiz says immigrants are a crucial part of our Wisconsin workforce.
It's a very challenging situation for immigrant workers. They are undeniably a critical part of the economy. When we look at dairy, they represent 80% of the dairy industry. But across the board, in lots of industries, they are essential workers.
Newman-Ortiz went on to say that although immigrants remain a huge fabric of our society, they still face incredible challenges as members of the community. This event was part of their Hispanic Heritage Month campaign. You can find more about the organization on our website. Celebrating National Week Without Driving. They've got a special bingo card game you can play, as well as free public transportation rides. Bingo cards can be picked up and dropped off after completion at Grand River Station, the La Crosse Library, Smith Bikes, and the La Crosse City Hall's Parks and Recreation Desk. Completed bingo cards must be turned in by October 16th for a chance to win a prize. The city is also offering free rides on the MTU Wednesday and on Smart Buses Thursday. They're also providing free 1-hour rides on Drift cycle bikes with code WWD 2023. Coming up, chaos in the House. After barely avoiding a government shutdown, the Republican Speaker of the House could soon lose his title.
With a tankless system, you can have unlimited hot water whenever and for however long you need it. Upgrade to a tankless today and never be left without hot water again. Rely on Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
If you're a young person and you haven't already buried yourself in debt, I've got good news for you. I can teach you how to fund your kids' college education without going anywhere near a student loan and help you retire as a millionaire. If you're interested, give me a call. If you're skeptical, give me a call. One guarantee, I will try to sell you nothing.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Start your adventure and get in a new Jeep at Pischke Motors La Crosse or Pischke Motors West Salem.
Stop in now during the Jeep Adventure Day sales event. You'll save over 10% off MSRP on a 2023 Jeep Renegade, a 2023 Jeep Compass, or a 2023 Jeep Gladiator. These Jeeps are ready for your next adventure. Pure comfort and functionality at your fingertips with the power and confidence you know Jeep provides. Stop in now because this offer ends October 2nd.
Start your search at Pischke.com
and drive away in your new Jeep.
Whether it's a bathroom remodel or comprehensive plumbing services, we at Maxwell White strive to keep our neighbors safe and comfortable in their homes, offering honest, upfront pricing on every service, all backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call Maxwell White today.
"48 hours after a shutdown that would have stripped the paychecks of millions of federal workers.
The motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy risks being stripped of his job. Florida Republican Matt Gaetz, a notoriously fierce critic, is planning an attempt to oust the Speaker, slamming him for working with Democrats.
It is going to be difficult for my Republican friends to keep calling President Biden feeble while he continues to take Speaker McCarthy's lunch money in every negotiation.
Despite being pressed by CBS News, Democratic leaders haven't said if they'd join the effort to target McCarthy. If they did, only a handful of his Republican colleagues need to vote against McCarthy to put him in danger.
It is what it is, and I'm going to just focus on what the American people want.
Americans and counting.
Some Republicans are also calling for the ouster and prosecution of New York Democrat Jamal Bowman, a former middle school principal who they accuse of pulling a House office building fire alarm to delay the tense proceedings Saturday. Bowman apologized and said he thought the alarm would open a locked doorway as he rushed to votes. The House Administration Committee and U.S. Capitol Police are investigating. Meanwhile, President Biden is urging Congress to restore aid for Ukraine.
Too many lives are at stake, too many children, too many people.
Which was cut this weekend to appease some conservative Republicans who think taxpayers have spent enough.
Is there any risk in waiting to provide that aid?
Certainly on the battlefield, but more importantly, the risk comes in what our partner nations are saying.
Meanwhile, Speaker McCarthy is saying there was no deal he cut with the White House to ensure Ukraine funding later this year. The president made an allusion to a possible agreement yesterday and didn't answer questions about it tonight. Just that accusation could fuel McCarthy's critics who say he's cutting too many deals with the White House. Scott McFarland, CBS News, the Capitol.
Still ahead, fighting against breast cancer. Steppin' Out in Pink has released this year's fundraising numbers. All the funding will go to local efforts to fight the disease.
And September started off warm, but it's going to be ending warm too. We'll see what October feels like, but right now it's going to be the first few days we're going to be warm. I'll break all that down coming up next on weather.
Did you touch the thermostat? Did you turn it up?
Of course not. Did somebody fiddle with the thermostat?
Dude, it's 85 degrees.
85? Do you have any idea what a couple degrees will do to our gas bill?
Why is it so hot here?
Someone turned up the heat.
God. What do you think you're doing?
I like to sleep with my window open.
You are not supposed to touch a thermostat.
Are you ready to get more from your checking account? Ultra's A+ accounts are built with more in mind. More ways to stay connected to your finances with online and mobile banking. More secure ways to pay with contactless debit cards and mobile wallet, so you can make purchases without slowing down. More money in your pocket with better rates, no minimum balance, and no monthly fees. Open your account online and start getting more from your checking account. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life.
Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, in fall. Surrounded by breathtaking colors, with so many fall things to do, like picking and exploring. Celebrate fall in Prairie du Chien with us at one of many great events. Along the Mississippi, between the majestic river bluffs, fall in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. We'll see you soon.
It's time for Jolivet Family Farms Fall Harvest. There's no substitute for homegrown freshness. Stop by today for some of Jolivet's homegrown raspberries, squash, crowd cabbage, popcorn, and large selection of apples. Hardy Mums are now in bloom and available at Jolivet's. Find distinctive crafts and decor, Wisconsin wines, take home some apple crisp, apple pies, caramel apples, and apple cider donuts from our homemade bakery. Buy fresh, buy local. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Hearing loss is everywhere,
Everyone is at risk for hearing loss. 1 in 3 people age 65 and older have hearing loss. Early detection and intervention are crucial for minimizing the impact of hearing loss. At Beltone, you get more than just hearing aids. You get a hearing partner that's with you every step of the way. Beltone has been providing hearing care in the La Crosse and Eau Claire area for over 63 years. Our hearing care professionals lead the way in training and education. Beltone of the Chippewa Valley and Coulee region with 11 locations throughout western Wisconsin and southeastern Minnesota.
Don't be tricked by sales and free stuff. Better products at better prices on all your home improvements during the 2023 Fall Home Show at the Board Store Home Improvements. Don't miss it.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, don't panic Wednesday when your smartphone lets out a loud screech. The federal government is planning a nationwide test of the emergency alert system at 1:20 p.m. on October 4th. The test will include wireless emergency alerts in addition to television and radio. You should also receive a text message telling you it's only a test. Some good news to kick off Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Today, the Gunderson Medical Foundation shared the results of this year's Steppin' Out in Pink. The chair of the foundation board says this year's walk raised over $400,000 for local breast cancer research and patient support services. He says keeping the research local helps more people successfully battle breast cancer.
Knowing the patients in your community is a lot more valuable to our patients for their treatments rather than what might be happening, let's say in London, Boston, San Francisco. It's very important to know what's going on in your own community.
Some of the money raised will purchase a new 3D mammogram machine for Gunderson's Breast Care Center. 3D mammogram machines can detect breast cancer sooner than a regular mammogram. And we're going to take a look at our weather this week with Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart. Greg, what's it looking like over there?
Well, to give you a story, this is September's high temperatures, and of course the month started off really hot, and then we actually cooled down. You can see the numbers below, and then we ended up quite warm, of course, towards the end. And unfortunately, ironically, this could be looking very similar to we going for at least the first half of October, because we are going to start cooling down. Now today, once again, it was 88. That came in at 4 p.m. That's why it says 87. Well above average where we should be. Of course, even the overnight low was well above almost record level. In Eau Claire, almost a record level. Once again, 87 degrees. Once again, we'll see more of those normal temperatures even below here coming up fairly quickly. We do have some precipitation coming with the cooler temperatures Tuesday night, Wednesday night. For the AM commute, we have some small chances Thursday, but I think the best chance comes probably in that Friday time frame, and we'll see if that impacts high school football. Otherwise, temperatures once again 80s, warm overnight, probably for 2 more nights. Then we're going to cool back to the 50s by Friday, and this weekend we'll be hovering in the upper 50s to around 60. Once again, pretty chilly compared to what we saw for the Oktoberfest weekend. Overall, we see tonight not much going on. We'll see a little bit of an increase in clouds. You'll wake up tomorrow morning with warm conditions once again, and then we'll just see an increase in clouds and the winds throughout the morning hours into the early afternoon hours. Any precipitation should stay well to the west with the system coming well west of Minneapolis. We're not going to see anything really until the overnight hours to see this, but that's why we're seeing increasing clouds and winds as we go through tomorrow. Big picture shows really that system out to the west. It's going to take its time to get here, but eventually, once we get closer to the evening hours, you can start seeing a line of showers and thunderstorms developing just to the west. They'll lift north through the area, begin to fall apart once they get around really after midnight for some areas, more towards the morning commute. That lifts north, and then we watch another one come through. This one will be coming through right there. That's the Friday system. That falls apart too, so there's some chances, but really it's this low that's situated up here. That's the one that's really going to bring our precipitation chances as we get close. Timing the one out for Tuesday into Wednesday morning. As you see, just a little bit of showers and thunderstorms around 5 a.m. Then coming through probably about the morning rush hour from about 6 to 8. Once we get about 8 or 9, a lot of it shifts east of the area. We'll have kind of a break. It'll be cooler Wednesday, but you'll still see some sun in the Wednesday afternoon, and then we'll see more increasing showers to the north coming around. But I think most areas will probably stay dry Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. The next chance of rain, once again, here is really Friday what we're looking for. That comes through to really push a cool air along with showers, maybe even a thunderstorm Friday afternoon, evening. That scoots east, and then you see the arrows are all bluish. That means north winds will continue throughout the weekend until we get to Sunday and everything kind of pushes off. So that's why we're going to have a chillier, probably chilly weekend compared to what we're used to overall, but it should be dry right now. I think the whole system should push enough to the east. It will be dry. Precipitation, not a lot with this, just because kind of the flows, we call it split flow, really shifts to south or the north. So really, I think we'll see some rainfall throughout the area, but it won't be much. Right now, just maybe a quarter to a half if we're lucky. But in the meantime, tonight, enjoy the mild conditions. We're only going to get down to the mid 60s, maybe some upper 50s further east, but still well above average. We should be in the 40s this time of year. And as we go through tomorrow, a little bit cooler, but still, we're looking at mid 80s for most locations, maybe a few spots getting up into the upper 80s. Once again, the winds will start picking up out of the south, and we'll see some increasing cloud cover, but we should remain dry throughout the evening hour. It's once again really Tuesday night as we go in too. Otherwise, the 8-day forecast shows you those temperatures climbing well above average once again, and then dropping quickly back down to the 50s by Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday once again about a 30-degree drop from what we were this past weekend. So it will feel more sweater weather, but right now the weekend at least looks dry right now.
That is quite a drop.
It is a drop. It is fall. It's October, so get ready.
In love with that almost fall weather.
It is.
Thank you, Greg. Coming up in sports, get ready for playoff baseball. The Brewers kick off the postseason tomorrow, but they'll be without one of their go-to arms. Kate has the details after the break.
You live a life on demand. Movies, shows, and more. Your local news, weather, and sports shouldn't be different. The 8000 Plus app is the free streaming option, giving you everything local on your time. If you have one of these, you can get this.
At Taco John's, we never judge a book by its cover. But if the cover is a one-of-a-kind flatbread coated in aged cheddar, crispy shredded potatoes, and our signature potato Olay seasoning, we say, judge the shell out of it. New Cheddar Crunch Tacos, only at Taco John's.
Who's always behind the scenes helping make safe, regulated childcare possible in Wisconsin? DCF. We're your trusted source in support of quality childcare. Learn more at qualitychildcare.wi.gov.
Come and get the very best in home exteriors at the lowest price during the Fall Home Show only at the Board Store. Always your home for high quality at lower prices. We bring you superior products installed by our exceptional team of carpenters, plumbers, and electricians. Vinyl siding, seamless steel siding, soffit fascia, and gutters. Superior products, superior installation, lower prices at the Fall Home Show only at the Board Store Home Improvements. Windows, doors, siding, decks, bathroom, kitchen, flooring, pergolas, Fall Home Show, the Board Store Home Improvements. Don't miss it.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the chicken bacon artichoke pizza right now at papamurphys.com.
Escape the chaos of everyday life and experience true relaxation and improved health at Revive Wellness Spa. Unlike any spa in the area, Revive Wellness Spa is your first choice for self-care. Our services include red light therapy, meditation pod, an infrared sauna, a float tank, and so much more. Call or book online today and receive up to 60% off your first service. Don't forget to ask about our detox specials.
To all you so-called drive-thru contenders out there, Taco John's is coming for the breakfast belt. With the boldest, juiciest, baconiest, potato Olay-iest breakfast burritos ever, we're not pulling any punches. The new breakfast champ is here. Try a bigger, bolder breakfast at Taco John's.
Welcome to News 8 Now Sports. I'm Kate Overton. Rob Schiff will be back later this week. We start tonight out at Maple Grove venues. There we go. As the Luther cross country team hosted a bunch of our area schools for the La Crosse Cholita Cross Country Classic. All right, let's go to Maple Grove. 10 teams in attendance, including the defending girls state champions, CFC. Let's start with the boys race. It was a big day for the Aquinas Blue Golds. Jonathan Skemp had the top time, finishing in 16:57. His teammates Joey Hirschbeck and Declan Gregg took second and third. Blue Golds finished in first place, Arcadia in second. Then it was the girls' turn to hit the trail, and the race was dominated by last year's state champion, Addie Dillman from CFC. She finished with a time of 19:40. Taylor Sila from Independence took second, as Aquinas finished first as a team, and CFC in second. All right, now today was NBA Media Days, and there were a lot of eyes in Milwaukee as Dame Lillard and Giannis both spoke for the first time since the trade happened last week. If you don't know this story, after being loyal to Portland his entire career, Dame Lillard asked for a trade earlier this offseason. He originally said he only wanted to go to Miami, but after a month of a deal never going through, the Bucks made an offer that was a lot more compelling. The Blazers accepted the offer, and now the Bucks have one of the best scoring guards in the NBA. We'll have to wait to see the team in action before knowing just how it's going to work out, but one thing is certain, Dame came here to win.
I don't think it's a secret how much I want to win, and that's how we got here today. And I think they want to win equally as bad as I do, and you know, I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more thankful for this opportunity to be a part of this organization, to play alongside the best player in the league.
Well, he's referring to Giannis. The two-time MVP has been consistent by saying he'll stay in Milwaukee if the Bucks continue to have the mindset of winning. Well, this trade was definitely one way of proving that. Giannis has always had nothing but good things to say about Lillard, but he knows that you can't just talk the talk. You got to go out and prove it.
Got to be focused in training camp and then kind of build habits from game 1 to game 10 to game 50 to game 80. And hopefully when we get to the playoffs, we exactly where we want to be, and we give ourselves a chance to win a championship. But not to talk too much, we got to play the game. We cannot talk the game.
Well, Giannis is spot on with that. The NBA is as deep as it's ever been. A lot of teams thinking they have a chance at winning the title, which means the NBA season is going to be a lot of fun. We've got just over 3 weeks before the season begins. Bucks will open up the year on October 26th. All right, starting tomorrow, playoff baseball officially begins. The Brewers finished the season with 92 wins, and now they've got a date with the Diamondbacks in the wild card round. Corbin Burns will take the bump for game 1 of the best-of-3 series, and Milwaukee really needs him to start strong. It was announced today Brandon Woodruff will be out for the series with a shoulder injury. Terrible news for Milwaukee, as Woody looked like he had returned to form and had been lights out in the second half of the season. And now his postseason availability is up in the air.
We got a good clubhouse, and I want to be a part of that. And you know, sitting here now, I may not. So that's the hard part.
Well, you got to feel for him. He sounds just devastated. But if there's a bright spot, it's that the Milwaukee pitching staff has been the identity of the team all year long, and they'll have some pieces to help fill that hole. First pitch is set for tomorrow just after 6 p.m. on ESPN2. The winner of this will take on the Dodgers in the next round. And in the American League, the Minnesota Twins will be hosting the Blue Jays for their best-of-3 series. Pablo Lopez takes the bump for the Twins in game 1, and this series will be very interesting as the Blue Jays are a wild card team, but they finished the season with more wins than the Twins. And of course, the big storyline, Minnesota enters the series on an 18-game playoff losing streak. First pitch is set for just after 3:30 on ESPN. Playoff baseball, it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have both those games tomorrow. Stay with us. More news after the break.
Contact North Central Paving to make your life smoother.
Need to update your furniture? Menards is your one-stop shop with all of the latest furniture styles at the lowest prices. Plus a great selection in stock ready to take home today. So go ahead, relax in a recliner, get cozy in a love seat, or simply unwind with a comfy sofa. Save big in a plush rocker recliner. Other stores have it for $599.99. Here at Menards, it's just $349.99 after 11% rebate. Hurry in, these deals won't last long.
Save big money at Menards.
For over 30 years, Habitat for Humanity of the Greater La Crosse region has brought people together to provide affordable housing opportunities and create a community where all feel they belong. Our Team Habitat experts can help find a path to home ownership, build homes, make critical repairs, renew the environment, and reuse furniture, building materials, and more at the Restore. Find out what Team Habitat can do for you. Visit habitatlacrosse.org.
At Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning, we know the Cooley region's weather is unpredictable. 40 degrees today, 75 tomorrow. Is your HVAC system fully prepared to effectively handle the stresses of the next season? Beat the inevitable rush and schedule your HVAC clean and check today. Be confident your air conditioning unit and furnace will work when you need it. Call Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted train comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train.
Your train comfort specialist, Bagnevsky.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Senor Villa. At Senor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Senor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Senor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
Contact North Central Paving to make your life smoother.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Hollywood writers are back on the job, which means the laughter returns to late night TV. CBS's Allie Bowman caught up with Stephen Colbert fans outside the Ed Sullivan Theater in New York.
We're back on Monday with a new monologue. Anything happened in the last 5 months?
Stephen Colbert is back at the desk after a 5-month-long writer's strike that dimmed the lights at the Ed Sullivan Theater.
He's brilliant, he's funny, and we've missed him a lot.
A giddy Colbert posted this video from the set last week.
We just had our first all-staff meeting, and we are ready to go on Monday with an all-new Late Show.
Colbert and the other late-night talk show hosts will surely address the strike in their monologues Monday night, just as they voiced their support when scribes walked off the job back in May.
These are our writers, and I'll stick myself in there because I'm WGA too, and they're so important to our show.
Last Week Tonight with John Oliver returned to HBO on Sunday, and the comedian quickly aired his thoughts on the job action.
While I'm happy that they eventually got a fair deal and immensely proud of what our union accomplished, I'm also furious that it took the studios 148 days to achieve a deal that they could have offered on day one.
Here at the Ed Sullivan Theater, fans lined up to see Colbert in person for his first show back.
As soon as I heard the writer's strike was over, I was checking for tickets.
You have to be a part of the audience. You have to feel that energy. It's a one-of-a-kind experience, for sure.
The ongoing actors' strike limits guests on the late-night circuit. Actors are not allowed to appear and promote movies and shows if they are for studios at the center of that dispute.
What is a Kelsey, and where can I find one?
But fans and Colbert himself are delighted to laugh together again. Allie Bowman, CBS News, New York.
We'll have another look at your forecast after this break.
Residential, commercial, or high-speed doors, come to LaCrosse Glass and Overhead Doors. We carry a variety of CHI door styles designed to fit your vision. Get your free quote today.
At Excel Energy, we're big into the little things. Because little things add up. Millions of even the smallest steps are just that. Millions of steps, all in the right direction. That's why we have programs that save you money, all of which add up to a carbon-free future. See how you can save at excelenergy.com/ways to save.
100 years. There are very few businesses that have withstood this test of time.
But it was in 1923 that our family opened a 2-stall garage and used car dealership in Pleasantville, Wisconsin. Serving the surrounding communities that today has grown into the Osseo Automotive family of dealerships.
A commitment to excellence through a century of automotive innovation is waiting for you.
Osseo Automotive is Osseo Ford and Nels Gunderson Chevrolet in Osseo, Rudy's in Whitehall, and Fountain City Ford. Check us out at OsseoAuto.com.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland, as in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor. Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it, Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face
With every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Hy-Vee Fuel Saver is now Hy-Vee Perks.
Hy-Vee Perks members get members-only prices on hundreds of products store-wide every day. Get your free Hy-Vee Perks membership and start saving today. Bananas, H Perks price 39 cents a pound. Hy-Vee butter, H Perks price $2.98. And Tide liquid laundry detergent, H Perks price $9.97. Make the switch or sign up today. It's free and easy.
For residential, commercial, or high-speed doors, come to Lacrosse Glass and Overhead Doors. We carry a variety of CHI door styles designed to fit your vision. Get your free quote today.
All right, we have one more warm day, probably mid-80s, so definitely get out there and enjoy it if you want the warmth. If you want the fall, well, it's coming pretty soon too, because the 50s will be right around the corner in time for high school football. And then this weekend definitely going to be a lot cooler than Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah.
I can handle the cool weather, just keep the rain away.
It could be an issue, but still, it's going to definitely be cool.
I agree. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Have a good night.